So today we're in Sham Shui Po, the street markets. These street vendors here, some of them are like homeless people or poor people that collect things from the trash and then sell it. Other ones have designated things that they sell for very cheap prices. And up here you're going to see it's one of the largest street markets, maybe the largest street market in Hong Kong. And this is quite famous. Lots of people come here for this street market. So all around this, the adjoining streets are places like these where they sell old books and CDs and things like that. Here's a record shop, here's collectibles, urns and books and different things. There's old records, 45s and LPs. There's old DVDs. And then here is the start of the market. And it's Aplu Street. And this goes all through Sham Shui Po in Hong Kong. So they have all different kinds of vendors here. This isn't the normal wet markets that have fruits and vegetables and fish and things like that. They do have those, but they're pretty rare. This one is mostly other kinds of stuff. So we're going to do a walk through here and show you what they have. So right here behind me, these street vendors sometimes have jade, like this one. They have these jade bracelets and then watches and some shoes, random things. And then once you get up here to the proper vendors, then it's a little bit different. So this first one here is phone cards. All different kinds of cheap phone cards. This part of Hong Kong has a lot of tourists and a lot of international people, so they do phone cards from all different countries. And then this is remotes. So if you need a remote control for some random TV or stereo that's been out of production for a while, you can come here and get them for dirt cheap. So all kinds of remotes. So this next one is fishing. So all different kinds of fishing lures, fishing lines, fishing poles, everything that you could ever want for fishing, freshwater and saltwater. They have nets up there. There's the bobbers. So different things. Down there's leaders that they have and sinkers. Here's some gaffs, and then some different cutters for the lines. There's some hooks. So if you want, these are the gigging hooks for being able to gig shrimp. And they have the big ones and the small ones. So a little bit of everything there. Then they have these lighted bobbers, and then here they have jigs, different kinds of jigs for freshwater and saltwater fishing throughout Hong Kong. And then up here they have fishing poles, and some of them you can see are over 20 feet long. And then they also have really long nets for netting things off of the side of a boat or off of the side of a bridge. A lot of people here choose to do that. Over here they have spools of line, and these spools of line are for hand lines. A lot of people here do hand line fishing. So they do have the spools of line also for putting it on rods and reels, but hand lines here are very popular. So they have different hand line things as well. Okay, moving along here. This one is tools. So drills and tool bits. I'm sure my dad would love this. He comes to these places all the time and just buys them up. So all different kinds of tools. And then here we have different kinds of knickknacks and collectibles, statues. There they have some china. A lot of these are old. Some of them have moving parts, like their wind-up clocks and things like that. There's a old brass alarm clock that I see. And here's some of the really old combs that used to be made out of bone or something like that. All different kinds of stuff they have, and they're cheap, really cheap. All of them were happy to bargain with you in English or in Cantonese or in Putonghua, so whichever language you choose to use. Over here this vendor sells chairs and wheelchairs. They have a lot of different wheelchairs sitting over here. I don't know if they work. I've never tried to buy a wheelchair from them, but they have them. So here you go. Here's another one that has all the remotes These remotes, some of them are for air conditioners. So I guess people lose their air conditioners or break them. So yeah. Here is cameras, different kinds of cameras. There's the sensors for COVID, the body temperature sensors. And here's cameras. Almost every flat in Hong Kong nowadays has these cameras. And then the taxi drivers has these cameras in their cars too. So these are for car cameras and for home defense. And then they have all the cameras for webcamming, all in one right here. And they have some underwater 4K cameras, so like ones I'm using now. A little bit of everything. Okay. Over here we have different kinds of cables and antennas. So different antennas for if you need to get your signals in Hong Kong. Everybody here gets their TV through cable. But every once in a while somebody does get an antenna. I don't know if this is to pick up Hong Kong signals or if it's for mainland signals or for some other country, or if I'm not really sure since I don't use them, but yeah, you can get antennas here, all different kinds of antennas. So this one, this vendor I saw last week and I really liked it. They have these wind-up bird cages here, like this one, where you wind them up and then the birds will move in the cage. So this is pretty neat. You can tell that's old. They have all kinds of other stuff here too, different kind of knickknacks. You see crabs, oxen, and then they have some commemorative coins down here, and then they have some money, different kinds of money, all kinds of commemorative things. Over here they have more coins, and then they have different kind of statues, and there's the old bike coins. A little bit of everything. These places are always neat if you're looking for something vintage. You can come here and buy something for cheap. That might be vintage, might be a copy, I don't know. There they have an old bugle, it looks like. A different kind of bugle, and then they have a lot of abacus there, a few abacus, and a lot of beads and things. So quite a good selection there. There's some more antennas. Got this one. We're going to skip over that one. And then there's some more phone cards. Here we have some more tools and some random assortments of other stuff. There they have some brass knives down here and watches and a lot of tools. Wow. So they must go and buy up, I don't know if these tools work or not, but they buy up all these different tools from different vendors and markets. You can see there's chainsaws there, electric chainsaws for the most part, drills, planers, sanders, a little bit of everything. Flat table saws, everything. Jigsaws. It's quite a huge selection. If you ever need any of those, you can come here and get them on the cheap, and you're going to pay just a few dollars each compared to, paying like 50 US or 500 Hong Kong for them new. So you can come here and get them really, really low cost. This one is leather bags, leather purses, leather bags, things like that. You can tell from the smell of it, it's all real leather. And then they have belts, like this guy's trying on a belt. And then over here we have scissors, different kinds of scissors. I'm not sure why they would have so many scissors and clippers, but that's what they have. And then up here we have different kinds of jade things and statues you can buy. Over here's more bags, more belts. I guess that's the common theme in this part. And here we have more power tools. More saws, more drills, more chainsaws, a little bit of everything there. Quite a good selection and lots of chargers for them. Everything. And then here it looks like we have another fishing rack. So all the rods and reels. These are all reels, mostly open-faced reels. And here's all the rods, here's all the line, and here's all the poles. Quite a good selection there. Over here they have jigs and spinners, mostly jigs, different kinds of jigs. Interesting. And here we have all the tools, lots of different tools, wrenches, screwdrivers, files, pliers, everything that you could need. We have another guy selling wheelchairs, different kinds of electric wheelchairs. They have about a half dozen here. between this one and then looks like another 10 or 15 more over here. Some they're keeping under wraps, I guess, if they have exposed wiring. I've never asked prices, but I'm sure you can get wheelchairs on the cheap. They don't look like they work, so I'm not sure if anybody would want to buy those. Maybe if you want to fix them. Over here they have plumbing and racks. Different kinds of plumbing. And tools. So you can get different faucets for your sink and tools to install them. Here's some more vintage things. Some coins. And then some, looks like tobacco horns. And then they have some dragons there, different kinds of metal dragons. Different things you can put on your shelf or on a wall, knickknacks, jade, plates. And then up here they have some pictures, wall pictures of old Chinese emperors or famous people. And then some fish that you can put if you want to get better feng shui. This one is batteries. So different batteries for everything you can imagine. So they have the small batteries for watches and then bigger for various different kinds of things. They have chargers if you use the rechargeable batteries there. And then they have all the normal batteries that they have. So lots of adapters for doing that. Don't see too many places that sell rechargeable batteries in Hong Kong. Here they have glasses, different kind of glasses that you can buy. Some are sunglasses and some are prescription. And you can see those prices are in Hong Kong dollars. So it's quite cheap, just a few US dollars per glasses. So you can come here and get really cheap glasses if you break yours. Now we're starting to come into the area here. You can start hear the announcers. This next 10 or 15 minutes is an area where it's all announcers. They do these various products that they demonstrate for you, and then the announcers talk while they do it. Okay. This girl in front of me is sharpening knives. So she's got a knife sharpener that I guess they're selling. I'm not sure what this guy's doing, but I'm sure if I could understand what the announcer's saying, I would know. These announcers are really common in this central part of the market, but since I don't pay attention much to them, I don't really know what they're saying, but sometimes they have 30 or 40 people gathered around them. Here's some wall art, different paintings that you can get. And over here is some more tools. Looks like knives and corkscrews and paintings mixed in. And then some of the gold jewelry for good luck. And then they have just random stuff piled up back there. And here it looks like we got CDs. So some people can come here and search for old CDs and DVDs. And there they have watches. Lots and lots of watches. So you can see the watches are $50. Probably for any of those, so you can guess they're probably not very high quality. Here we have somebody selling more vintage things. It looks like coins, some pictures, and then random other stuff. Here's looks like a katana case that they have, and then a lot of coins down on the ground, and then other collectibles up behind them, jade and other things. This would be an interesting place to come if you just want to pick up random stuff. So before I leave Hong Kong, we'll probably come back here and just spend a few hours just picking up some random things that we can take back and have in our house just to remember our time here. So this announcer up here, this person who's using a microphone, they're selling some sort of a sprayer. It looks like it's a spray cleaner, and they're cleaning things while they spray. There's a woman who's spraying things and cleaning them. Here they're selling luggage, it looks like. I'm not really sure what that is. And then over here they have more luggage for sale. Sorry, I'm probably getting a bit drowned out right now because of all these people speaking on loudspeakers. There's so many of them, but there's a lot of them here. This one looks like they're selling some sort of Chinese medicine. I'm not really sure what this is, or maybe they're warning people about Chinese medicine. I don't know. I'll have to look at it later on the video and see what it is. So up this street, you can see up this whole street is just these types of vendors. Different ones that sell random weird stuff. Each street is different. Each street has a specialty. Some of them specialize in jewelry, some specialize in fashion, some specialize in computer parts. It's all different. So moving on through up here, it looks like we're going to hit some electronics ones. This part of the city is also where all the computer centers are located. So there's quite a lot of electronics vendors here, phones and other things like that. So here's phone cases and other kinds of cases that you can get, and then iPad cases, things like that. And pretty common. Here's the phone stands. Here's phone repair and testing. So you can see the sign there. They will fix any phone that you have for a few dollars and then test it for you. Okay. Over here is more phones for sale, more cases. Here is photography equipment, different cameras. So they're selling tripods, different kinds of cameras. I might actually come back here and look at some of these cameras that they have. They're pretty good. And the prices are going to be very low. So I always like these places for getting good deals. Here's the bigger tripods if you need those for construction work. So then they have a lot more tools, lots and lots of tools. And that place is very bright. That is lights. They're selling strings of LED lights. I don't want to miss this. Yeah. Here they have another one of those bird cages that you can see the parts down in the bottom moving and the bird in the top moving. It's quite interesting here. So you'll see the parts down there as it spins around. And then you wind it on the bottom and then the birds will spin around for a few hours. Here they have some canes, some high-end canes, walking canes. And then they have some gourds over here, things that you can hang around your house. And then they have an abacus. And down below that, they have some swords and then some teapots. That's what those are. And then some busts of famous people and a bunch of necklaces. Lots and lots of necklaces. There's a Buddha that I see and a bunch of other necklaces that you can get. Pretty much every god is represented. Here we have more electronics, flashlights, it looks like, fans, different electric gizmos and batteries. They also sell power strips. So sometimes you can get great deals here and sometimes they're overpriced. Here, for some reason, they're selling zip strips and cables, cable ties. So it seems to be pretty random what they have. Here they have clips. So different kind of things that you can clip on. And here they have clip-on lights, clip-on cameras, clip-on everything. There's some alarm clocks down there. Some different LED lights that they have there. And then some glasses. Another place that sells remote controls, just in case you lost yours. If you didn't get any from the first 4 vendors that sell them. Over here, they sell different Wi-Fi packages, and Wi-Fi products, and electronic products, and phone cards. So you can look at each one of them, see how much it's going to be. Some of these places are selling phone numbers for people who have unique phone numbers, and a business may want a unique phone number, so they come here and they buy a unique phone number. There's another one I just walked past that sells LED bulbs, but they have them all lit up, so it doesn't really show up very well on camera. Here, I can show you. You can see it's just a little bit too bright, so I'm not going to waste too much time there because I can't really explain it to you. And here's power strips. This is the light section, I guess. So I keep running across places that are selling lots of lights. You can see I'm walking up on another one that sells lights. Here's batteries, different kind of batteries, and here's more lights. And here's the little personal desk lamps. Different kinds of smaller lamps that you could put on a desk or in a car. I don't know how much that's coming through on the camera, but they're really hard to look at. They're quite bright. Here's microphones, the sing-along karaoke microphones and speakers. You can see the different ones that they have. They're quite cheap. Even new, these are only 300 or 400 Hong Kong, so these used ones are 80 a piece. They might work, might not. I guess it's roll the dice there and see what you get. This is all electronics. These are small bulbs that you can use for different devices and outlets and then the wiring for them. So different kinds of devices, like maybe your car uses them or different electronics. That's interesting. And here we have more electronics. Lots of cameras, all different kinds of cameras and tripods and lights to make them go. You know, they have the selfie sticks. You know, it looks like about 30 or 40 different kinds, maybe even a lot more than that. Different kinds of cameras. Yeah, they have a whole rack full on the bottom too, so hundreds of kinds of cameras actually. Here's all the small batteries again, and different things for watches. Here we have pouches, wallet pouches and fanny packs and clips to hold them on, different kinds of pouches. You know, and then for some reason, cables. Lots of cables and different adapters. Over here, I'm not really sure what's for sale. They have piles of a bunch of stuff, but nothing really unwrapped, so I'm not sure what's for sale and what's not in that place. Here's earbuds, different kinds of earbuds and headphones. All different kinds of earbuds and headphones that they have. Quite a good selection. So if you need different earbuds and headphones, come here in Aplo Street. There's radios, all the old style radios and a few kinds of handheld radios and receivers and more remotes. A lot of places here that have cameras and selfie sticks. I'm just kind of skipping over. These are all very similar. You can see on both sides of me. Cameras and selfie sticks. And here's more batteries. Lots of different kinds of batteries. And here we're back into phone cases. All different kinds of phone cases. So if you want a unique phone case, you can come here. Phone cases for pretty much everything. It's a bit busy here, so I'm kind of getting bounced around. Sorry for the camera movement there. Here are speakers. Speakers and the wires for different things. Here's more lights, different kinds of lights. LEDs and flashlights. USB lights. A little bit of everything that they have there. Here they have some headphones again. More headphones, more cam lights, more flashlights, more wires, tripods. Here's camera accessories and cameras. Wow, lots and lots. Over here on the other side of me, we have old TVs and things like that. TVs, lights, USB devices, Wi-Fi devices. They look similar to iPads, but they're bigger and older. And here is sunglasses and prescription glasses, it looks like. There's power strips. And over here we have more packs, different kinds of fanny packs and hats. These are interesting for builders. These are battery packs that you can get, and then you can wire them together to make bigger battery packs. So some people will come here and buy a lot of these battery packs and then use them for e-bikes or e-scooters, or just for battery backups for their computers and all kinds of weird things. They do also sell bigger power packs if you want those for phones and other electronic devices. But this is very interesting, these places, because they make their own battery packs that you can use for all kinds of projects. These are different pads that you can put on for joint pain and for various other things. Some get rid of bugs, it looks like. That's what the lemongrass balls up there do. Some of them are for joint pain, some are for getting rid of different mites or fleas or things like that. There's watches, lots and lots of cheap watches. Okay? Various lights that you can stick on bicycles and other things. Certainly make sure you're always going to be seen. On each side of me, even behind these stalls, you can see there's more vendors. So there's layers of vendors on each side. And then about every 100 meters or 100 yards, you see another side street that has more. So this whole section, you could probably tour through here for hours and hours without hitting the end. So if you go to the Sham Shui Po MTR and you walk out of exit C, you'll run into this, and you can walk in pretty much any direction. That puts you right in the middle of it, and you're gonna still be in this for 10 minutes in any direction. So you can see here's another street of it, and we've already been walking quite a lot. So this one, it looks like they're selling shoes and boots all the way up the street, and clothing, different shirts, pants, things like that. And then if you keep going, it'll be a different theme. Here's some more tools. These tools have a bit more variety to them than before. It's the same theme. This place, it looks like somebody's house exploded. They just brought basically everything from their house and piled it up here. There's old calculators and cash registers. There are many different kinds of dishes, Tupperware and other things. I see blenders, crock pots and cookers, radios. Down here in the bottom, there's some knives and files and chisels. There's some ping pong paddles. It's just a little silly what they have here. They're just basically selling everything, and it's all cheap. So you can come there and you can get pretty much anything on that pile for a couple of bucks. This is another one this one specializes in tools, different kinds of screwdrivers, tape measures, all for construction work. And then this one is zip ties. Zip ties, a few tools. Those things there, they look like tennis rackets, but they're not. They're for bugs. They're electric bug rackets. You swing them and hit a mosquito and it zaps the mosquito. Here we have jewelry. Silver jewelry and gold jewelry, different kinds of jewelry. I don't know if they're chains or if they're supposed to be for decoration or what. There you go. And here we have phones. Many phones. This guy is demonstrating knives. That's why there's all these people gathered around. He's just like you would see on late night TV. He cuts up cans and cuts up fruit and says it never dulls. So they make sure the knife is sharp and zip through a 20-minute demonstration to get people to buy super sharp knives. Here we have more antennas and some lights. This just kind of goes on and on. Here we have toys, children's toys, different kinds of Transformers. There's Iron Man, Spider-Man, a bunch of other pet dogs and things like that. This just goes on and on with different things all through. Here's toy cars, toy trains. So I'm not going to go up and down the many more streets, since you can see here I'm never going to run out of content. So we're going to end this at the end of this street here real soon, and then I'll come back on another day and follow up on the specific parts that people are more interested in, and talk to some of the vendors and see what deals you can get and see what discounts you can get if you negotiate with them. So today it's close to the time that they're shutting down. They don't usually stay open too much after dark. So I don't have a lot of time left today. I'll come back earlier in the morning, and then they're more willing to negotiate. But the takeaway from this video is if there's anything that you need, you can get it here for less than half the price of what you would pay in the department stores of Hong Kong. Probably less than a tenth of the price of what you pay in the department stores of Hong Kong, especially when it comes to some of these power tools and things like that, and the clips and other things. There's no way to get away from the high prices at the shops in Hong Kong except to come to street vendors like these, where they pay very low rent or no rent, and they can get away with selling things cheap. Okay, so we're back out to the main road, and we're all done for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in a few days.